Hello there, GB here, and welcome to Fast Forward, where I follow up on episodes of Rewind classic movies to look at what happened after those iconic films came out. Today, we're diving back into the merciless, moving tribute to martial arts and mentors that is The Karate Kid. We'll look at everything from the sequels and pop culture to Johnny and Miyagi in the music world. So let's pack our lives into one car, make friends with the elderly so they can defend us when we piss off the baddest kids at school, as we fast forward to ask what happened after 1984's The Karate Kid. Clint Eastwood. But before we even get into life after the first movie, let's take a moment to consider what it could have been if Clint Eastwood directed it. This isn't some crazy fan casting. There are several sources who say it almost happened. One is his son Kyle, who was loosely in the running to play Daniel. He said, "I was actually willing to do it. My father had mentioned it to me, and he said he thought it was an interesting part. He ended up passing the script on to somebody else, and it ended up becoming The Karate Kid."
There's no regrets that you didn't do The Karate Kid?
No, I don't have any regrets. I love music is really my passion.
Sure.
So.
But another view is Clint's then partner, Sandra Locke. In her memoir, she claims it went down a little differently. Clint had agreed to direct Karate Kid for Columbia, only if Kyle played the lead, but they refused. That bizarrely led Clint to ban Coca-Cola from his site because the fizzy drinks company had bought Columbia just 2 years before. Sequels. Following the massive success of The Karate Kid, the saga of Daniel LaRusso and his wise mentor Mr. Miyagi continued with 3 theatrical sequels, each expanding on themes of honor, loyalty, and personal growth. The Karate Kid Part 2 in 1986 takes Daniel and Miyagi to Okinawa, where the stakes shift from high school bullies to life and death honor. The film was shot in Hawaii, doubling for Okinawa, and took $130 million at the box office, 10 times its budget. But it had divided reviews, even though it added plenty to the mythology and backstories. The Karate Kid Part 3 in 1989 returns the action to LA, almost as if 2 hadn't happened, with Daniel caught in a revenge plot by Cobra Kai founder John Kreese and his wealthy Vietnam War buddy, Terry Silver. Macchio, nearly 28 at the time, was still playing a teenager, and the actor who played the much older bad guy, Terry Silver, was actually younger than Macchio. It struggled in theatres, making just $38 million. Director John G. Avildsen called the film a horrible imitation of the original, hastily written and sloppily rewritten. It was nominated for 5 Razzies at the 1989 Golden Raspberry Awards: Worst Picture, Worst Screenplay, Worst Director, Worst Actor for Macchio, and Worst Supporting Actor for Pat Morita. Harsh. The next Karate Kid in 1994 marked a bold departure, introducing Julie Pierce, Hilary Swank in her first major role, a troubled teen trained by Mr. Miyagi in Boston. It wasn't a hit at the box office and felt more like a TV movie with a different writer and director. It cost $12 million and made only 15. And yes, there was a reboot in 2010 with Jackie Chan in the Miyagi role and Jaden Smith as a student. I can't bring myself to get into it here, and it had mixed reviews, but made a shit ton of money. $360 million on the back of a $40 million budget. It was also written by the first 3 films' original creator, Robert Mark Kamen. It also fed into the 2025 movie Karate Kid Legends, which saw the Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio movies collide, but made just over $100 million. How I Met Your Mother. In HIMYM, The Karate Kid gets a brilliant meta-layered crossover that flips the script on how fans traditionally view the film. It's all thanks to the character of Barney Stinson, played by Neil Patrick Harris, whose lifelong hero isn't Daniel LaRusso, the underdog we all rooted for in the classic, but Johnny Lawrence, the bleach-blonde Cobra Kai antagonist played by William Zabka. Barney repeatedly insists throughout the show that Johnny is the real Karate Kid, arguing that Daniel was the outsider who moved in, stole the girl, and then won a rigged tournament with an illegal kick.
He is not the Karate Kid! The Karate Kid was William Zabka.
This oddball interpretation becomes a running gag that culminates in the Season 8 episode The Bro Mitzvah, where Barney's bachelor party goes spectacularly off the rails. In that episode, as a final twist, the ultimate surprise guest, William Zabka himself. The reveal that Johnny, Barney's true hero, was there is one of the show's most crowd-pleasing punches. Zabka appears again throughout Season 9 as part of Barney's wedding party, with plenty of meta jokes and references to the Karate Kid and Zabka's misunderstood villain status. So he'd go on to become a recurring star throughout that season, appearing in 7 episodes. Ralph Macchio plays into the idea that he's the villain, and Zabka's brilliant performance helped pave the way for a little TV series on YouTube called Cobra Kai. More on that in a bit. Morita. Pat Morita would go on to have a diverse career in TV, film and voice work, often blending comedy and self-parody with heartfelt performances. And there's a few standout things to look at if you want more. His TV appearances included things like Baywatch, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Boy Meets World, and he even voiced the Emperor in Mulan and its sequel. There's Robot Chicken in 2005, where he voiced a puppet version of Mr. Miyagi in Seth Green's stop-motion parody.
And will you train me, Mr. Miyagi? First of all, I'm Pat effin' Morita, you nutsack.
Poking fun at his iconic role. Then there's Alien Ant Farm's music video for the song Movies in 2001. Morita made a memorable cameo in this video, and he played a parody of Mr. Miyagi in a comedic recreation of the Karate Kid's end tournament with his healing hands. He passed away in 2005, aged just 73, and a further 9 or 10 films were released after his death. Sadly, he passed away before the Cobra Kai revival, but his spirit looms large over the whole series. Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai picks up more than 3 decades after the Karate Kid movies, reigniting the rivalry between Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso, and Johnny definitely becomes a fan favourite. The series explores themes of legacy, redemption and the grey areas between hero and villain, with a new generation of rivalries, and it was so successful it moved from YouTube to Netflix. Familiar faces return: John Kreese, Terry Silver, Mike Barnes, Chosen, Kumiko, and more. It's brilliantly done. The show weaves nostalgia through a fresh, serialised story filled with teen drama, old grudges, and epic showdowns. Then there's one of the most iconic lines from the first Karate Kid.
Get him a body bag! Yeah!
In its second season, the show pays a touching tribute to both the line and the actor who said it, Rob Garrison, as Johnny reunites with his old Cobra Kai buddies for one last ride. In real life, Rob Garrison had been battling health issues and passed away shortly after filming his guest appearance in 2019. It's an emotional episode and an emotional series if you grew up with the original movies and relate to the life journeys these characters go on just by getting old. I shed at least 1 tear per season. Kove is Kreese? I'm going to keep this one brief because it kills me when people we love in the movies do bad things. So here's the short version, and you can look into it if you want more. Kreese actor Martin Kove was filmed apologising to Cobra Kai co-star Alicia Hannah Kim for biting her arm. She said they were at an event when he grabbed her arm and bit into it after she tapped him on the shoulder to say hello. She didn't press charges, but she did give a report to the police. Kove issued a public apology the next day. Pat Morita once said of the Kreese character, "He's not a bad guy, yet in his heart is a very troubled man." Perhaps the same applies to Martin Kove. The musical. The Karate Kid musical first hit the stage in 2001 with this.
My name is Mr. Miyagi.
Take the fence, wax on, wax off.
Okay, that's not the official musical. That's a scene from classic British TV comedy Phoenix Nights. The actual Karate Kid, the musical, began development in the early 2020s as a stage adaptation of the '84 film aimed at Broadway. Written by Robert Mark Kamen again, the project aimed to retell the coming-of-age story of Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Miyagi through music and movement. Kamen collaborated with celebrated composer and lyricist Drew Gasparini, that's right, Drew Gasparini, yes. Kamen collaborated with celebrated composer and lyricist Drew Gasparini, known for his modern pop-influenced style, apparently, to bring the film's emotional beats and iconic moments to the stage in a fresh theatrical way. The musical premiered in 2022, directed by renowned Japanese director Amon Miyamoto. And one reviewer said, "This production is a multi-sensory experience that tells a well-known coming-of-age story in a medium that the franchise has yet to conquer." Despite initial buzz and positive reactions from fans and some critics, as of right now in 2025, the musical has not achieved its goal of arriving in Manhattan, though the website defiantly says, "Coming to Broadway." And finally, William Zabka had a varied career after the first movie. In addition to film and TV roles, in the 2000s he shifted focus to filmmaking, earning respect for his work behind the scenes. Notably, he co-wrote and produced the Oscar-nominated short film Most in 2003, about a father and son with a tragic twist. It screened at Sundance and won several awards. But what I want to leave you with is a brilliant music video about the Karate Kid. No, it's not the brilliant Coldplay video for their song Karate Kid featuring Ralph Macchio, and neither is it any of the music videos Zabka directed for Rascal Flatts. What it is the 2007 video for Sweep the Leg by No More Kings. Written and directed by Zabka, Johnny Lawrence is back, as is referee and choreographer Patty Johnson, the Cobra Kai gang, and John Kreese. Oh, and Ralph Macchio. I recommend watching the whole thing and the behind the scenes. Anyway, join me and AJ next week for the main Rewind show, as we'll be going to 1978 to talk about a film where the world's most powerful man pretends to be clumsy so he can hold down a job. I cannot wait. Sorry about the mess. See you next time.